Hi there, this is my post-fight video on the fights from the weekend. Just first of all, going to give a quick mention to a fight that I didn't make a prediction on between Gavin Rees, the Welshman, and the unbeaten Irishman, Andy Murray. Gavin Rees took this by unanimous decision, and going into this fight, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen because you can never tell with an unbeaten sort of fighter who's a bit of a prospect but has not really had any real tough opposition, and you're not sure how he's going to cope, particularly in this fight because Andy Murray had the height and reach advantage, and to me had a bit more technical boxing ability. So I was just questioning whether he would be able to withstand the pressure of a fighter like Gavin Rees, who loves to come forward, loves to put pressure on you. Well, in the end, he couldn't handle it really. Didn't handle it very well. Gavin Rees, I thought, he was a class above, and his speed, Gavin Rees' speed was just too much for Andy Murray in the end, and he just couldn't beat Rees to the punch, and he just couldn't. He didn't use his height or reach advantage, and he just was basically just getting outboxed. So Gavin Rees, I think he's 35-1 now, and that loss was, I believe, he went up to welterweight or light welterweight or something to fight Andrzej Kotelnik, who we all know is a top fighter. And Rees always says, he was not in the best of shape up at that weight, so he's moved back down to lightweight now, and I think he's very good there. For a while now, I've thought Gavin Rees was for what he has and what he does, he's a good solid fighter, and he has some good speed. Now so I'm looking forward to what he does now. I mean, he was talking about trying to get another world title shot somewhere along the line, I think, which I think that's doable. I think that's definitely doable. So I think he needs to work on his stamina though. I think his stamina is a weak point. But I think that Andy Murray needs to go back to the drawing board and really assess where he goes from here, because he wasn't on the same level as Gavin Rees, in my opinion. Just moving on, I haven't seen the Chavez Jr. Zibic fight, and I also haven't seen the Martirosyan Roman fight. So I'm going to ask you viewers, please give me your input, how the fight went. I've heard that the Chavez fight was closer than some expected, sloppy, bit disappointing from Chavez Jr.'s side of things. But what do you guys think? Let me know, because I just haven't had a chance to. I haven't really taken the time to watch the footage. And also, I think, did Martirosyan go down in the first round of his fight? I mean, he stopped Roman in the sixth. So did he go? He went down in the first round, I think. Was that just a flash knockdown? Was it a knockdown? I honestly haven't seen any of the fight, so let me know what he looked like. Did he look good in that fight? Both of those fights, I predicted Chavez Jr. to win by decision, which was correct, and I predicted that Martirosyan was going to get the stoppage, but I thought it was going to come latest in the fourth. So Roman lasted a couple of rounds longer than I thought, but Martirosyan still got the stoppage. In terms of Chavez Jr., where does he go from here? I mean, like, who is his next opponent? There's been talk of Sergio Martinez. I can't see it happening. I don't think he wants any part of Sergio Martinez. If I was advising him, I'd keep him well away. That's going to be a major step up in class. I mean, in my humble opinion, I think Martinez would have stopped Zibic the same way he stopped Zinzaruk. Just a bit too slick, too good a technique, and obviously one of the best fighters out there right now. So who do you think he should fight next? And then we come on to Cal Froch against Glenn Johnson, which I also predicted the Cal Froch decision, which was correct. And you know, I come back to it time and time again. Cal Froch does not get the recognition, especially here in the UK, that he deserves. You can understand if the guys in the US don't know that much about him, which they probably, I think they now do. But over here in the UK, it's very unfortunate that apart from really hardcore boxing fans, not a lot of casual fans really know a lot about Cal Froch, know who he is and what he's done. They know Amir Khan, they know David Haye, Amir Khan basically because of his Olympic gold medal, and now him going to America and over to the US and getting all the help from Freddie Roach and stuff and being hyped up. And David Haye, who has only fought 3 heavyweight fights against very easy opposition, really. Valuev, who had already been beaten by Holyfield, who was just robbed. John Ruiz, who was the easy pick of the bunch when Roy Jones Jr. stepped up to heavyweight back in early 2000s, and Audie Harrison, need I say anything? But now he's getting shots, and everyone knows about David Haye. It's still all about promotion, and I think it's great that Froch has just decided to join Matchroom. I believe it's Matchroom. Get away from I think it was Mick Hennessy, and really start getting promoted. He's got on Sky Sports. It was a very good first fight for him to have on Sky, and hopefully this raises his profile here in the UK. I'm really calling now. We really need to get behind Cal Froch because, regardless of if he wins the Super 6 or not, he's gone to the country of the opposition. He's gone to neutral venues. He's fought away from home, and he's proved himself against world-class opposition. And we all were raving about Joe Calzaghe. He was unbeaten. But the guy, he's from my neck of the woods, and I think he was extremely talented. Don't get me wrong. I was a fan of Joe Calzaghe, and I'm not going to bash him too much. But let's face it, he fought in Wales. Where else did he really fight? He fought in the UK. He fought Kessler in the UK. He fought the last 2 fights in the US, but today, Bernard Hopkins may be fair enough. You could say that was a very good victory to go over there and do that. But Jones Jr. is a shadow of himself. So, Calzaghe didn't do what Cal Froch has done. Never did that. He never went and fought, world-class opposition consecutively one after the other. He didn't do that. So, when we got behind Calzaghe, so why is there no buzz? Why isn't the buzz there around Cal Froch? It's all down to promotion, and I think now that he's sorted his promotion out, I'm hoping it's not too late in his career, but I think he may get the recognition that he deserves. So, in that fight, I feel that Cal Froch, the one thing that stood out for me is Cal Froch, he showed his power that he had. Glenn Johnson is, extremely tough and would give anyone in the division problems. And he hit Cal Froch with right hands that may have put other fighters down. But he also felt Froch's power. Make no mistake about it. When Cal Froch threw some combos on him, he stopped Johnson in his tracks and he wore Johnson down. That's the only reason that Johnson stopped coming forward so much. Because if he didn't do that in the latter rounds, Johnson would have been all over him. But the stamina came into play. He showed Johnson that if you're going to come and throw at me, you're not going to have it all your own way. And he threw back shots that showed Johnson that he had power as well. You're not going to knock Johnson out, but what you can do, what Cal Froch showed, is show him you have power as well. And he used those pockets of aggression, which is what I keep talking about, pockets of aggression. Like Amir Khan against Maidana, forgetting the latter part of the fight. For most of the fight, he kept Maidana at bay a bit more with his pockets of aggression. Against pressure fighters, you need to show pockets of aggression and hold your own, and that's what Cal Froch did, and I think it was a very good fight from Cal Froch. So, I'm really pleased. It was a really good fight, a good weekend of boxing. And yeah, those questions about the Chavez Jr. and Matarazjan fights, let me know what you guys thought on that. Let me know what you guys think on the other fights. Give me any input. It's quite welcome, and I look forward to hearing it. So thank you for watching. This has been BoxPred, and I'm out.